Hello everybody, welcome back. Today I'm going to do another horror video because, let's face it, it's October, the fall weather, the slasher and cheesy horrors on TV, my favorite type of movies. So I just pulled 10 random ones and nothing from any really major, famous franchises because everybody talks about those. So most of these, if not all but one, I think, are all one-off movies. So I have so many I can make more videos. I made that one 10 underrated slasher films, I think, or horror films. I think it was a slasher one. I'm not sure if I have any of these in there. I hope not, but oh well. More exposure, I guess. So I'm just going to get right down to it. It's going to be a quick video. Since it's not music, I can, music's what I talk about real in depth. But so I'm just going to go through real quick each one, and I hope you watch them, or at least look them up and see if you like them, because I try to give these movies more exposure and more reviews and more, just get the name of them out there, because I think they're awesome, and I have a cheesy taste in movies. So if you love cheese, you probably will like these movies. A lot of them are slasher movies, but not all of these ones I have here. So I'm just going to do 10 random ones. Starting off, I'm going to do one of the cheesiest movies I've ever seen and have, and that's The Stuff. This freaking glare is so bad. Basically, it's a parody of a horror film. This ice cream is turning people into mindless zombies, and it's supposed to be a satire, but it's really good, I think. And it also, there's a scene where it rips off Nightmare on Elm Street, the most famous scene from that movie. But yeah, only in the 80s could you make a movie about killer ice cream, and they had a lot of Häagen-Dazs, I guess, or Häagen-Dazs as it's pronounced, used in this film. It's so cheesy, but I love it. It even has the old lady from the old Wendy's commercial. Instead of saying, "Where's the beef?" she's like, "Where's the stuff?" So check it out. I highly recommend it. Stuff. Another one that is a spoof of a slasher movie. This is a slipcover, but it's Unmasked Part 25. And instead of being named Jason, the guy's named Jackson. And, he's deformed, and he falls in love with this blind woman. It's really weird. And, he questions his motives back and forth. Should he stop killing? Should he not? It's very cheesy and very different. There's not a movie quite like this. Would I recommend it? Yeah. It's not terrible. It's very unique, and you have to see it at least once. Like that one line is like, "Well, this is the part you fall down, and I'm going to catch up to you anyway, and kill you regardless." So it's really cheesy. It's a British film. It's also called Hand of Death or Mask of Death. I forget the other name, but yeah, this is a one-off film also. Check it out. Next up, maybe my favorite Fulci film, City of the Living Dead zombie film. This is like a zombie undead film. Like a town rises up with zombies, a dead priest. There's two really famous killings in this. Shit, I'll just do it this way. Yeah, if you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. The one with the drill, but the one with the woman in the car where she sees the priest. I'm not going to give it away, but just look it up. The intestine scene. It's one of the grossest killings and most awesome killings in any horror film I've seen. And that's why I love giallo films and Italian movies from the 80s, 70s, and 80s, because they got away with a lot more due to not as the censor wasn't as bad back then. I'm going to move this camera because the glare's in the freaking way. So hopefully that helps. But yeah, check it out. This is part of the City of the Living Dead special edition. This is part of the Gates of Hell trilogy with that House by a Cemetery and The Beyond, I think. So next up is The Mutilator. Very simple movie. The guy tells his sons to lock the summer condo up at the beach, and he's there hiding in sight, or hiding in the darkness, and just basically tries to kill off the entire group, but the kills in this, there's really two really good brutal kills in it, and the special effects is awesome. It's one of my favorite unknown. It's not necessarily that unknown anymore, but it's still pretty unknown because it's never talked about very much. But that damn song, it's also called Fog Break because the song that plays in it's like a country, old country poppy song. It's freaking annoying, but it'll be stuck in your head if you watch the film. But so check out that movie, The Mutilator. This is the Blu-ray. I also have a bootleg DVD of it. So coming at next, probably my favorite Linda Blair film next to, The Exorcist, and that's Hell Night. This is highly underrated. And it's basically these pledges, stay overnight at this abandoned house due to a dare, and here the undead resident still lurks around. It's really good. It has a good atmosphere in it, and I highly recommend seeing it. It's been a while since I watched it. I might have to give it a go again, but I highly recommend this movie because it's another movie that's not a lot talked about very much because it was from the height of the slasher years, the year of the slasher, I should say, 1981, and there were so many movies released that time and hardly ever gets talked about. So that's Hell Night. Next, I'm going to do a few laser discs. First one also from I think it's 80 though, 80, 81, one of the 2 years. This is Alone in the Dark. Has a lot of famous faces, as you can see. This has Donald Pleasance, Martin Landau, Jack Palance. Basically, these escaped lunatics terrorized their doctor's home that they didn't like, but they also terrorized the town. And there's a famous scene in this movie with the babysitter. I'm not going to give it away, but it's more of a thriller with some horror and slasher elements in it, but it's like a home invasion type thing. It's really good. Jack Palance hated it. Actually, there's a scene where they go to a punk club and there's a band called the Dead Fucks, I think, or Dumb Fucks, one of the two, playing. It was a real band in the early 80s punk scene, and I guess one of them ran into Jack Palance years later, and he's like, yeah, I'm a member of the band, the Dead Fucks, or something like that, and he's like, and Jack Palance replied, we were all dead fucks for making that movie, so he wasn't a fan of it. Next up, probably along with the stuff, the cheesiest movie on this list, and that is Humanoids from the Deep. Now this movie, get the damn glare out of the way. This movie, I don't know how to explain it. This like water experiment gone wrong turns people into humanoid, like fish-like creatures, and they go and terrorize the lakeside town and rape the women. It's very weird. I've never seen a movie quite like this. Probably never will see another one like this movie again. It's almost like sort of like the creatures from the Black Lagoon meet Alien meet I don't know, like all those the creatures kind of resemble all those mixed in, and the effects are really bad and the acting's really bad, but I don't know, it's just the charm of it and how it's pretty graphic kind of. It's from the late 70s. All I could say is you just need to watch it for yourself and see if you like it or not. That's Humanoids from the Deep. This is the one with the only series in the list, and that's Maniac Cop 2. This is my favorite Maniac Cop of the three they made. Basically just a continuation of the first Maniac Cop scene or movie with Matt Cardell still alive, getting more revenge and terrorizing New York City. To me, Robert Z'Dar, rest in peace, as Matt Cardell, the Maniac Cop, he it might be the most underrated slasher franchise in the 80s, maybe of all time. It's definitely in the top 5 because it never gets talked about much, and the movies are actually really good. The police station scene in this is the most famous. So I would highly recommend checking out Maniac Cop 2 if you like the first one. Or if you haven't seen the first one, check out both of them. I haven't really seen the third one. I heard it's not as good, so one of these days I'm going to catch it. And the last two, one's cheesy and one's pretty unique. I'm going to go with the unique one first. I wanted to do all formats, so I did DVD, Blu-ray, or did I even do DVD? Yeah, I think the City of the Living Dead was a DVD. So yeah, Amsterdam. Now this is another action combined with slasher, combined with like thriller movie, where a guy disguised in a scuba diving suit stalks people in the canals of Amsterdam, which is one of the most unique settings, and they use it to pretty damn good perfection. Dick Moss, who directed this, is a famous Dutch filmmaker. He did The Lift with that killer elevator, and he also directed music videos from like the famous Dutch band Golden Earring. But they use like I said, they use the canals perfectly in this movie. And there's like a scene with a woman in a rubber dinghy on the canal. It's a pretty famous scene, or well, it's not really famous, but it's effective. And the chase scene at the end with the speedboats in the canal is something like from an 80s action film, like, you know, like a Jackie Chan type movie. That's the highlight of this film, is the chase scene at the end. It's a really good film. I have yet to get this on Blu-ray or DVD, but I wanted to pull out the VHS to give it some love. So last but not least, I'm going to go with Black Roses. Since I'm a big 80s metalhead, basically the parents are forbidding these kids to go to this band, metal band Black Roses, because it turns them into zombies, and you know, it basically brainwashes the teens' minds. I think the soundtrack's awesome. It's very expensive from what I understand. I believe Wasp did the, if I'm not mistaken, I have to look it up. I think Wasp did a lot of the vocals for or the songs for this. Yeah, it's very cheesy, but if you love the 80s metal and horror combination story like they did with Rocktober Blood, and there was also like Slaughterhouse Rock, Rock and Roll Nightmare. This is probably my favorite one, Black Roses. It's really cheesy, but it's basically, like I said, the band, its music's transforming their children into like mindless zombies, or, you know, rebelling against their parents, and band's actually aliens. And so yeah, I would highly recommend checking this out. I saw this on Laserdisc, but I couldn't get it. Somebody else bought it, so I'm still going to get the soundtrack. So there's my list of 10 movies to check out. I hope you enjoyed it. Sorry about this damn glare. I try to, no matter what I do, there's always glare on these damn covers. So that's my list. I hope you watch some of these or look them up, and if they intrigue you, give them a shot. I'll do another one or two of these because I have so many, and I just wanted to take a break from doing music for a minute. So that's my list. Random list of 10 movies to check out right now, since it's October, or anytime really. And I hope you like the movies. So I'll see you next time. As rock on. Oh, and always, I'll put a link below for subscribe and the videos that maybe a random horror video I did in the past. So thanks again for watching, and take care.